Let's get started. Cause I put it on that track. Hey, bust it on the track. Hey, bust it on the track. I be, hey, bust it on the track. Bust it on the track. I be, hey, I bust it on the track. Hey, I bust it on the track. Hey, hey, bust it on the track. I wanna be bust it on the track. I be, so.
Considering Honda HR-V, you really should look at the first ever Ford EcoSport. It has the things you need to do the thing. Be young. Be young.
My man Art, what's up, bro? With the
wild ass IG posts. I don't know where this dude be finding that stuff at.
Be young.
Yo, who watching The Walking Dead tonight? Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz? Ain't them guys too old to be fighting?
Be young.
I seen Chuck choke out what's the motherfucker from the dude from Jackass? I can't think of my man's name. Yo, Chuck choked his ass out, put him to sleep real quick. Steve-O, that's what I'm thinking about.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz, 48 and 43. The reach advantage, 4 inches.
Chuck is 48. Chuck, stay your ass out of the damn rainbow.
To Chuck Liddell, they are both 6 feet, 2 inches tall. But who will stand tall when all is said and done? Let's go into the cage and Joe Martinez.
Who set this fight up?
Around the world on pay-per-view,
from the fabulous forum here in Inglewood, California.
And they fighting it. He got knocked out in Inglewood.
And
Chuck, you can't never go back to Inglewood, bro.
3 rounds of action this schedule in the light heavyweight division. Brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and sponsored by
Not De La Hoya putting that money up for the fight. Wait a minute.
3 rounds of
Go ahead. Hey, De La Hoya getting that bread.
heavyweight division. Brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and sponsored by Fred Moya Insurance. Put Fred Moya in your corner. Also,
You find out Oscar getting that bread behind. Hey, that's that money now. You just work behind the scenes. That's what them boys need to be doing. They need to be sponsoring fights.
Athletic Commission, the Executive Officer, Andy Foster, and the Chairman, John Carbelli. Your 3 judges scoring this bout at Cakeside, Michael Bell, Derek Clary, and Ron McCarthy. And when the action begins inside the cage, your referee in charge, Herb Dean.
And we
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
I wonder what Joe Rogan had to say about this shit.
these 2 MMA legends are ready. Inglewood, California. Make some noise in you. Introducing you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a wrestler standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in officially 204 3/4 pounds. This veteran has 19 victories, 12 defeats, and 1 draw. Presenting the former UFC light heavyweight champion.
19 wins, 12 losses. But Tito know both sides of it.
The Huntington Beach Bad Boy, Tito Ortiz.
I ain't even heard about this fight. That's crazy.
Stands his opponent fighting out of the red corner. Also wrestling, he too stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. Official weight 203 1/2 pounds. It's 29 professional fights, his record 21 victories and 8 defeats. Fighting out of San Luis,
21 and 8.
California.
Woo.
There is the MMA legend.
A lot of his wins is knockouts too, man. Chuck had that right hand of the that Iceman. Motherfucking ice your ass.
Shove it all. Follow my. Touch gloves and let's do this.
Years after their first fight, they meet again for the 3rd and final time. Hall of Famer versus Hall of Famer. Tito versus Chuck.
All right, this they 3rd bout. What, this painting? Oh, bro, you ain't even see the last one I just did. Did you see the last one I just did? Bro, you ain't even see the last one did you see the last one? You must not seen the last one I just did. You probably saw it. I would show it to you, but you probably saw it already. So this the 3rd time they fought. How many times? Who won the first 2 times? Did Liddell beat Tito the first 2 times, or are they 1-1 and it's a tiebreaker? Chuck KO'd him twice. KO'd his ass twice. And the 3rd time, the tables have turned. The last one, I might have to check that last one out, yo. They were brawling. Them some tough boys. Like they say, both of them Hall of Famers. These motherfuckers done taught some of the best of the best. Ain't Tito taught what that show? He was on the TV show one time. He was training them guys. The best of the best. Damn. So Liddell KO'd him twice. Come back for that 3rd one. 90% of my tattoos are skulls.
tension is so thick you can cut it with a knife.
I was going to ask you, is it crazy that we're sitting here watching these two guys fight right now?
Man, this is amazing.
It's weird. I mean, a little strange, though. I'm like, wow, this is like dreamlike almost.
What a buzz in the air. The energy off the charts here at the Forum.
Yeah, some people like skulls and, you know, screw the rest of them.
Got that right hand cocked and loaded, does Liddell.
And he's staying away from his lead leg, which makes it difficult. Look, unless then you call it stalling when you back up, because it's hard to take a guy down that moves away from you. Because the minute you change levels and take a shot, his hips are already 6 inches to a foot behind where they were.
Big left hand misses, and look at Tito. Tito the blow.
Tito's feeling confident that swing. That did something to him, you know, that let him know, okay.
Chuck says once he feels my power, all those bad memories from the first two fights.
All the bad memories.
And Chuck just had to touch him with something.
Yeah, this right here is balling. It's still wet. I just finished this a couple days ago. But I'm doing 3 of them. All of them gonna be hot, yo. Yeah, I mean they're expensive, so whenever they sell, I'm working on a commission right now too. So I got a commission to finish up. I got this series right here. This is gonna be a 3-part series. Matter of fact, if you on Instagram, follow my man right here, yo. His name is Butch Lockson from LA. Butch Lockson, Locsin. Butch Lockson from LA. And he's a performance artist, and he does all these skull performances, man. He designed all these different skulls and do like these smoke performances, and they dope as hell, bro. They so fucking hot, it don't make no sense. So I reached out and contacted him and asked if I can paint some of his pictures. And so we're both excited, you know what I'm saying? Because he has like hundreds of thousands of followers and everything, you know what I'm saying? He's like really famous. And but he's really into art too. Like I say, he's a performance artist. And so so when this piece got done and he posted it on his Instagram, like that shit got a couple thousand likes in like a day. I was like, oh shit. But so yeah, I got the first one done. Doing the second one, and I got a third one lined up. I said I'm working on a big ass commission and got a couple of shows coming up, so busy.
Started to believe in his hands. Running around, he missed a big punch. He fell down, he spun him out. But then he went off of that. He said, you know what? Let him have it, and he unloaded a big result. This is it. Cheetah's growing more confidence.
Memories from the first.
That swing, that did something to him, you know, that let him know, okay.
Chuck says once he feels my power, all those bad memories from the first two fights will come flowing back into Tito's body.
And Chuck just had to touch him with something now. Cheetah's growing more confidence. Cheetah's growing more confidence.
Taking the initiative. If this just continues for 15 minutes, Tito wins the fight on a decision.
Absolutely, and not to mention, I've been tested young, but this is a great fight. Both of you guys are at the perfect time to fight each other. Now, this is a better fight than it probably would be.
Still got that power.
Tactical advantage. I think we'll set a shot up today. We haven't really seen Tito commit to a takedown.
No, we haven't, but what we want to see is
Tito commit to a shot. You just commit.
Oh, there Ortiz makes a way. Let's go down. Ends up down. It is out. Tito Ortiz just took Liddell. Redemption is here.
Let's bubble this out. They're trying to stop it. Let's see those guys going there, yes.
Ooh.
Let him have his moment. 14 years for it.
Waited 14 years to knock Chuck out, yo. Ugh. He got like 2 solid ones, right? I mean, smack on his chin, yo. His neck just like.
He missed a big punch. He almost fell down, so almost spun him out.
Yo, he was like,
But then he went off.
yo, word up, yo. Yo, and then one time, yo, Tito was like, come on, hit me right, come on.
Leveling Chuck Liddell.
Yo, he leveled him, yo.
14 years.
You want to see Tito commit to a shot?
Boom, boom, boom. Boy, that hey, he was all in his yo, hit him right here, yo, like boom, boom. Yo. Whoo. Mm. Mm.
What makes Cargaroo the #1
Wow.
car truck in South?
The thing I like the most about Carter is
That was the first round? That was round 1?
Okay, so I'm going to be totally upfront here. This isn't an action video. It's going to have a different tone than most all of my other content, a much more hostile tone, in fact, and it will likely be one of the more controversial pieces that I post, no doubt about that. But it is also one I feel very strongly about after digging deeper. With that said, if you don't want to watch a video with that tone and a supremely negative message overall, click away, you have been warned. Everyone saw the title, so let's get right to the point. Bethesda has destroyed themselves. The primary cause for this is Fallout 76. I know many people are sick of hearing about it. It's made the rounds on YouTube about 10 too many times, and I myself have covered the negative angles of the game extensively. But this video goes so much deeper than just attacking the game itself or highlighting rightfully voiced criticisms of its failure. The game has completely split the player base. On the one hand, there is a vocal minority of players who are enjoying themselves and defending the game, and on the other, an equally vocal majority that hold the opposite opinion. Games this polarizing have a lasting effect. We've seen it before, and we'll see it again, with an easy example being Destiny 2. The Guardian community was split in a similar way post-launch of the Destiny 2 main game, and rapidly, over a matter of weeks and months, almost all community goodwill was shredded, absolutely. The player base lost faith. It had continuing ramifications, and Bungie has put in long, arduous hours to repair that goodwill, which to some degree has been successful, but in the back of everyone's mind, the safety net is gone. Another great example is EA with Battlefront 2. It's not like EA was some shining pillar of hope in gaming anyways, but they got caught with their hand in the proverbial cookie jar. The microtransaction mania spawned from Battlefront 2's greedy initial systems hit them like a freight train. It had an effect on their stock price, investor confidence, and most importantly, community goodwill. I know innumerable amounts of gamers who will simply never purchase EA products again because of the Battlefront 2 fiasco in and of itself. And there is probably no better example to date of a game company torching its own safety net. The company still exists, they didn't bankrupt themselves, obviously, but they have now laid themselves bare, and the next equivalent mistake or greedy decision may very well have 10 times the negative effect that Battlefront 2 did. Players just don't have the patience for it at all. It's possible to rebuild community goodwill and confidence, but it takes far longer than the mere instant needed to destroy it all. A company that provides good games for many years has that safety net. In the case of Bethesda, it's been there for a while. Sometimes larger, sometimes smaller, based on more recent production examples, but with Fallout 76 specifically, they torched the entire thing. There is no more safety net, and with another equivalent blow, the company could fall apart completely. Bethesda has some very important upcoming releases. Most notably on the immediate horizon for the publisher as a whole is Rage 2. A game that sort of came from left field when announced, and it has potential, sure, but it's not likely to be a blockbuster. If it is a head-turner and a game-changer, I'll eat my words, but I would be hard-pressed to expect it to be at this stage. Regardless of how well Rage 2 does, it will not rebuild the safety net in its entirety. It may contribute to the process, it may be a positive step, but it takes a long time to rebuild community goodwill, especially in terms of similar fiascos. If Rage 2 has entirely unique problems it faces at launch, that won't ring the same alarm bells and is more likely to be forgiven. But if it had the same problems that Fallout 76 faces, or very similar ones at least, it would spell absolute disaster. As it stands, though, Rage 2 is mostly uninteresting for our purposes. It will be a drop in the bucket that neither hurts Bethesda nor rebuilds its lost safety net of community faith. Now we move on to the further future, though, and this is where it gets really interesting. We have this quote right here from Todd Howard himself. Fallout 76 uses a new renderer, a new lighting system, and a new system for the landscape generation. For Starfield, even more of it changes, and for The Elder Scrolls 6 out there on the horizon, even more. Later going on to say, at a point, we like our editor, it allows us to create worlds really fast, and the modders know it really well. There are some elementary ways we create our games, and that will continue because that lets us be efficient and we think it works best. Basically, we are going to use the same broken engine for our next 2 huge releases, the engine that is, in and of itself, the primary culprit behind the vast majority of concerns relating to Fallout 76. Furthermore, the reason they use it is because it's fast, and because the modders are familiar with it, which lets them conveniently fix all the terrible issues that are left in the game because Bethesda rushed it out. You don't even need to read between the lines to see that this is basically an acknowledgement, an open acknowledgement that they cut corners and cut costs at every single turn while deprioritizing the game's launch day functionality in preference of long-term free solutions like community modders fixing their games. Not to mention the double dipping. Don't even get me started on that. Charging ridiculous prices for small tidbits of fan-made content on a corporate storefront is like spitting in the face of their entire community. The community that is largely responsible for fixing their failed game launches. Fallout 76 used a dated, clunky engine, and from that comes a veritable army of other issues and problems. Players have been burned by this before, and there's no more runway for Bethesda to do it again. Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield are not coming out for a few years yet, and this same engine, with these same problems, being used in 2020 and beyond? That's unbelievable, but it's been basically confirmed multiple times by both Bethesda and Todd Howard himself. There's a bit more to this as well. If you look closely at Mr. Howard's quote, you see the terms new renderer, new lighting system, and a new system for landscape generation. Well, Fallout 4, the most recent Bethesda Fallout entry before 76, uses the exact same engine, and it can be modded, with community-made add-ons to look exactly like or even better than Fallout 76, confirming that some of the most noteworthy and personally mentioned improvements by Todd Howard himself already exist at an equal or better level to their implementation in Fallout 76, and they have existed for years. Developed by the community itself, specifically the lighting system, is just a ripped-out Fallout 4 mod. Now, there are those out there that would have you believe that it's no big deal that Fallout 76 uses the same tired old engine. Worse yet, they try to claim that Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 using it as well is no problem whatsoever, because ignorant gamers don't know what engines are or how they work. We have this wonderful little tidbit from Kotaku, such a well-respected, unbiased, and wonderful news source with unparalleled integrity. Quote, blaming Bethesda's game engine is misguided, however, because the word engine itself is a misnomer. An engine isn't a single program or piece of technology. It's a collection of software and tools that are changing constantly. To say that Starfield and Fallout 76 are using the same engine because they might share an editor and other common traits is like saying Indian and Chinese meals are identical because they both feature chicken and rice. What we see on the outside, like a game's graphical style, its animation system, and its physics, can be changed in all sorts of ways without switching to a new engine. Okay, well, let's unpack this. First of all, some of the exact same bugs with the exact same detrimental effect are seen in Fallout 76 that were also seen in Fallout 4. And most, if not all, of those improvements have already been made by the community to previous games, and even when they apply those community improvements to a game like 76, it's still behind the times, and that inadequacy will be further compounded by a massive margin over the next few years. It's no secret how the exponential curve of technology development goes. Hint, it's faster and faster every year, Kotaku. And to go further, let's even play ball and keep using their own analogy. Sure, 2 games with the same engine can be like 2 restaurants with chicken and rice, but when the original shipment of that chicken and rice has salmonella and avian flu, then all the meals at both the restaurants that use the chicken and rice make you sick. If the core components of an engine are glitchy and buggy, it doesn't matter what kind of aesthetic tweaks you make. Further games developed with that engine as a base will have similar issues, and literal proof of this was launched not even a few weeks ago. Kotaku wants to blame gamers for not eating the slop that Bethesda offers up. So, sincerely, and I mean this heartfelt, Kotaku, you. All this combines to paint a grim picture for Bethesda. They are known as Bugthesda to some, and have a whole slew of other nicknames regarding this very topic. They have a long track record of releasing faulty, dysfunctional games that are then rapidly fixed by their dedicated fans in the modding community, and a lot of this was forgiven because those games had story or engaging narratives. But with their policies of speed and less is more, it finally boiled over. Fans are on edge, sales are down, people are looking to the future, and at bare minimum, Bethesda needs to avoid a similar fiasco like the plague. But that's not what they are positioning themselves to do. They are mapping out a lengthy future path using the same broken building blocks and practices that just incinerated their community goodwill and landed them with a review-bombed, scandal-marred, and largely broken Fallout 76. Some people are inevitably going to say things like clickbait and overreaction, but the collection of all these elements laid out next to one another on my screen and in my browser tabs made it impossible for me to say nothing. I have wonderful memories of Fallout and Elder Scrolls games, but they have been on a steady downward track ever since New Vegas and Oblivion. That's not to say that they were terrible, but Bethesda has been decreasing the quality of their games, surrounded by an industry that is instead improving by and large. Bethesda needs their next games to do well, not just for the sake of community reputation, but for the shareholder bottom line. Rage 2 has potential, but it doesn't have a shot in hell of being so good that it rebuilds the smoldering wreck that is their public image. And in a few years, when their next big potential hits launch, stunted and deformed by the continued use of outdated, faulty, but fast and cheap infrastructure, it will be the end of their credibility on the AAA level. Even if they delay, switch engines, make adjustments, that costs money, lots of it. The money they are saving by cutting corners now would need to all be dumped back into projects to garner heightened sales, if not more than that, more money than they have. And that could be just as damaging budget-wise as continuing to cut corners. Companies rise and fall from grace in the gaming scene constantly. We've seen it happen time and time again. Growth, mistake, decline, around and around with different studios and different publishers. Bethesda has peaked, and now they are on the decline. But it's not very graceful. This one might be a total flameout. If I end up being completely wrong, so be it. That's actually a good thing if I am wrong. But like I said, I couldn't just stay silent and say nothing. The industry has been developing certain bad trajectory practices more and more lately, and this is just yet another example, but it's a bit more noticeable with Bethesda than it is in other areas. Pair that with some hacky mainstream outlet stories about how gamers don't know the workings of an engine, trying to debunk rightful headlines that are criticizing a game, a company, and a franchise for lapses in development and judgment, and it all comes together in such a way where I decided I'm just going to make the video, even if it ends up netting some criticism and some backlash. I'm already no doubt blacklisted by Bethesda, which is honestly fair. I can understand that. I'm not a member of the EA shill-promoting Game Changer program, despite what some of the commenters on my Anthem video seem to believe, and there will be more and more instances of me and my channel losing certain privileged opportunities because of abrasive wording, skepticism, and confrontational content in the hopes of spurring any small fraction of positive change. But I'm okay with that. I've come to terms with it. It's just the lay of the land. I'll never shy away from positive wording when a game looks great or a team has put in amazing effort and made something praiseworthy, but I won't just blindly spew out fake positivity like so many in the industry, and especially the content creation scene, seem to expect from each other. It's just not who I am. Final verdict is, I believe Bethesda's cooked. They hit their peak, they're on the decline, and they've got nowhere to go but down because of their current practices and their trajectory. It's over for them as a highlighted AAA developer. They are not going to be
I don't remember that game. Rockstar? Did a show called, a game called Agent? I don't know why my nose is itching. Oh, damn, guys. I tried to go for an hour. I can't even make it an hour, yo. I'm tired as hell. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't paying at all yesterday, so I had to come in here and do something for a minute. Just to say I did something, you know what I'm saying? I hate not being in the studio at least once a day. But, yeah, we gonna be switching up studios real soon. Yes, sir. Like, in the next couple weeks. Like, soon. So y'all gonna see me in a new location soon. That's all I've been doing. I gotta take the next couple of weeks and get some things squared away and get ready for this new transition. We'll see. Watch. It was supposed to drop on PS3 and never came out. Man, you know Rockstar only focus on yeah. For real, it is what's up, bro. Thank you. You know Rockstar only focus on Grand Theft Auto. Bruh, I just made a big mess. Dang. Yeah. Got some major things in the works right now. So if y'all don't see me streaming for a couple days, or if y'all don't see me streaming in the morning like I normally do, it's just because I'm trying to get some shit together. And like I said, it shouldn't take too long. In a couple weeks, we'll be back on our regular schedule in the new spot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bro, I got a little mini mansion, bro. I got myself a little mini mansion. Five bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, big ass backyard, 2,400 square feet. No garage, but my backyard, I could build a whole nother house in the backyard. So I'm gonna put something back there. I don't know if I'm gonna build a garage back there or put a carport or something. I got plenty of room for whatever. I just gotta get this shit done. Alright. I went over that motherfucker painting all day today. I'm tired of shit. No. 2 bedrooms is gonna be my studio. That's the whole deal. That's why I got so many rooms. It's gonna be an in-house studio just like this, except I got 2 big rooms now. So one room, it ain't gonna be nothing in there but really my easel, my essential supplies, and whatever project I'm working on. And all this other shit, everything else that's cluttered in here, they gonna have a room of his own, a storage room for all my art supplies. Put my office desk and my computer and shit in there. It's a big ass crib, man. Fucking house big as shit. Yeah, guys. Man, like I said, I've been up since early. Been at it since about 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning. I think I'm gonna chill for a little minute. And watch. Yo, who watching the last episode of The Walking Dead tonight? This guy is Rick gone. It's crazy how they got Rick off the show. And now what was going on? Oh, they found some new people trying to take him to the hilltop. And then Michonne realized that Maggie left and left Jesus in charge. Some crazy shit gonna pop off tonight. Yo, everybody going now. The show was about Rick Grimes. Basically his wife and his son. His wife gone, his son gone, he gone. You know that ain't his baby, that Shane baby. So ain't no more of the damn like everybody dead, or well, supposedly dead. But that's what they said. They said they're gonna make a movie. They said they might put him in a movie, and then have a couple of more different kind of spin-offs. And yeah, tell different, like way different parts of the story from different perspectives. Yeah, everybody know that Shane's baby. Come on, man. Hey, Shane about to kill Rick for that pussy, boy. Hey, about to kill that man. Yo, boy, that pussy boy been. Boy, I tell you, bro. You about to kill your best friend for his wife. You know that was his baby. Jeez, the love child. Yeah, that was Shane baby. About to kill that man. Yo, that show crazy, bro. That's the only show I watch. I swear to God, bro. That's the only shit. I was watching Power, but Power is on hiatus now. When that come back on, I might start by watching that. Power is crazy. There's a lot of stereotypes that go on in that show, but it's I don't know. But that's another show too that one of the directors said, she was like, one of the main writers, and she was like, yeah, there's a lot of grimy stuff going on in this show, but and everybody dies. But she was like, we write it like that to let you know, like, if this the kind of life you want to lead, you want to be deep in the drug game and all this, you probably die doing that shit. Are you gonna go to jail? And like, nobody's story ends good. You know what I'm saying? Your kids getting shot and you getting shot, your homeboy snitching, you doing this, and it's like, it ain't nothing good. No matter how good you think it is, and having the money and the fame and the cars, like, they make the show believable. Like I say, everybody die in that show. And that's it. And so my homie put me on Power, so I started watching that. But The Walking Dead, that's basically Sunday nights at 9 o'clock. Other than that, I can't. They don't write shows like they used to with really strong characters. And like every once in a while, The Walking Dead has that little bit of hokey, like bubblegum moment where that wouldn't happen in real life. But then you think, oh, it's a zombie show. So you just gotta let it go, man. Oh, they came from Fear? And you know what's gonna pop up in this episode that's gonna lead into next season is The Whisperers. So you had Mayberry, or what's the first place with the governor? Woodbury and the governor, and then you had the train station place, and then you had the other pack of guys that got Daryl that one time, and it seemed like all their enemies keep getting powerful and more powerful. Then you had the wolves, then you had Negan and the Saviors, but now the next group is going to be the Whisperers. And that's why they're talking about, oh, the zombies are acting different, and I think they're following me, and I heard them whispering. So I didn't make it that far in the comic books, but I think the Whisperers just regular people who really, really wear like dead skin and blend, because you know it's possible. They done showed you the trick over and over when you put the guts on yourself and you can walk with the zombies. But I think the Whisperers just kind of mastered that shit. And they really blend in with like little herds of walkers and just walk with these motherfuckers and let the walkers take down motherfuckers, and they just take supplies and shit. It's weird, but like, yeah, that last episode you heard the zombies like talking. And so I think that's gonna be like the next big deal is gonna be these motherfucking Whisperers. Oh, Making a Murder. Yo, even Jada Kiss said that on one of his songs, yo. Fuck around with me, wind up on Making of a Murderer. I was like, you watched that show, Jada? That's what I thought too, like a merger, but the last episode of Fear the Walking Dead, like Morgan was debating on coming back to Virginia or staying out there in Texas, trying to get the new group to come back to Virginia, and then everybody was on board and they're like, yeah, let's go. And then Morgan's like, you know what? Fuck that. Let's stay here and build a community. Yo, that's what's up. Thanks, yo. Yeah, I'm trying to filibuster an hour. For some reason, I just feel bad if I'm not in here for an hour. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I did a lot of work today, and the painter side of me wants to paint and be in the studio, but my body is just like, you know. And I think that commission that I'm working on, it should be good enough for me to work on it next time. So yeah, and that's the only reason I started back watching Fear the Walking Dead. Like the first couple seasons, it was just like, I couldn't really get with it. And then so Morgan left again with his crazy ass, and then he just walked like all the way to Texas from Virginia. And so he's over in Texas somewhere with the whole group from Fear the Walking Dead, because they started out in Cali, then somehow they made their way to Mexico or some way. And now they wind up in Texas, and they met up with Morgan, and it's all crazy over there. It's yeah, the first couple seasons are just so like, I don't know, man. The acting wasn't that real good, yo. Oh yeah, with Chris Hardwick, The Talking Dead. Of course I watched that. The Walking Dead is so popular. It's the only show that has a show that talks about it. How is that possible? You have a show, and then you have another show that's dedicated to talking about this one show. Like that's amazing. Yeah, I think that because Fear was like tanking out so bad on the ratings, they needed something to boost it up, or I don't know. So I guess they moved Morgan because he's not a bad actor. Morgan's a really good actor, and I think he does help that cast out over there. But I don't know. It's better with him over there. I think I watched the last few episodes of it with him in it. His old crazy ass. Yeah, Fear the Walking Dead, a talk show about a show that's like, I don't know, it's weird, but Chris Hardwick is cool, so. Oh man. All right, guys. So we did a little bit. So on this piece, I'm adding is this the third layer? I think this may be the third layer of paint that I'm adding here. So just want to gradually work my way around and add a bunch of these highlights to the smoke and make those plumes of smoke look fluffy and smoke-like. So I'll be working on that for a while, and you can see how it's slowly starting to lighten up. And so all of this is going to be extremely lighter than what it is now until it fades up in the part here in his umbrella and all that stuff. So this is going to be an awesome piece. So stick around for it, guys. Like I said, I'm in the process of getting some stuff done. So I'm not going to be actively streaming as much as I normally do. But once I get everything set up, you know, I'm going to be back in here full steam. But yeah, I am going to take this. Matter of fact, let me do that now. Take this canvas down since this is my own personal project. And like I said, the next time I come here, I'm going to try to finish up this commission that I'm working on. I need to change out my thinner and everything. Oh, man. Damn. It's still a little wet, and that's been sitting for like how long? Like 3 days, 4 days? That red does not want to dry. Oh, I gotta get this commission done. Yeah, that's really wet still. Alright, so might have to let it sit for like another day or two. But this right here is gonna be hot though. I said this is a paid commission piece, so can't wait to get this shipped out. I get excited shipping these things off. Oh, ooh, we made it for an hour, guys. All right, we're it up. We about to shut it down. Alright. Laced it. Yes, sir. You know how I get down. I would say I'll stream some video games, but I'm too tired to even play video games. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm about to go lay on the couch and hope I can stay up for the full episode of The Walking Dead. If not, I'll watch that shit tomorrow. Yo, I appreciate y'all guys, you know, coming here and kicking with me for a little while. Like I say though, my schedule is gonna be funny for a couple weeks, but don't pay that no attention. I'm not gonna stop painting. I'm not gonna stop streaming. Some people are like, oh, I thought you stopped streaming. Dude, it was only one day. Oh, I didn't see you stream yesterday. It's all good. But I'll be back in here as soon as I can, yo. For sure, man. Yo, peace to the net, son.